Hey everyone, my name's Danielle Todd. I'm a musician from Guelph, Ontario. I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome to my studio. This is Studio 45B on our property. I wanted to tell you about some first times in my career that were really thanks to my fans. I've had the most dedicated fan base. They are now coined the Hot Toddies. But back when I first started, they didn't have a name. They were just my fan group. And one of the very first things that the Hot Toddies ever did for me was when I entered into a contest on breakfast television, City TV, to sing the national anthem for the Chicago Bears-Buffalo Bills football game at the Rogers Center. I made it to the top 4 contestants and I got to go to breakfast television and perform live. It was very early in the morning, and I sang the national anthem along with the other 3 contestants. And during the television show, the rest of the show, my fans voted for me live, and they actually broke the system. And they came out, I remember the producer of the show came out and told me, "Do you have a lot of fans? Because our computer system just went down and you won." And it was really cool because my fans made that happen for me, and I got to sing for 51,000 people at the Rogers Center, which was one of my favorite moments so far in my career. Flash forward to 2019, I officially released my first single. I had been doing music for a really long time, but this was my first big push to Canadian and Australian country radio. And my fans, the Hot Toddies, were so behind me on this one. It was the coolest thing. Every single thing that I said, "Hey guys, we need to do this," it was like everyone was on it and everyone was doing it. And I just felt so much love from my fans. So it ended up that on the day that my single was released, Crazy, to country radio, the Hot Toddies basically formed an alliance and started to text and call radio stations, mainly in Ontario, to London and Kitchener radio stations. And I had the radio stations call me that day and say, "Who are you? What is going on? I am getting hundreds of texts right now." And they said, "I know it's all real because it's all from different phone numbers," which was really cool. So I had hundreds of people calling into radio stations. And thanks to my Hot Toddies, I was added to both stations in London and Kitchener. And they are major, major stations, Rogers stations, and also now Country 104 in London. So I was very lucky because of my fans. That's the main reason why that happened. So I've had a lot of really crazy times in my life. I got to move down to Nashville. That was another thing that my fans helped me with. I just decided, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump in both feet. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna drive my 1999 Honda Odyssey down to Nashville. And before I leave, I'm gonna do one last show. And so I did that. I did that at the Stampede Ranch in Guelph, which actually is a really special place to me because I used to watch my dad perform there in the 90s when I was a little girl. And so I got to grow up and perform there as well. So that was really cool. But I had one last show in Guelph before I officially moved to Tennessee. And I don't know that any of my fans know this, but they raised so much money for me that I was able to go down to Nashville and spend the first 3 months there just working and getting on my feet. But I had the biggest blanket and security blanket because my fans raised all the money. And it was really hard to leave that day because I just have such a dedicated, supportive group back home, and they're still there. I bet you they're watching this right now. And I want to take a moment to thank them because they have been so incredibly supportive of my career. Because of them, I have gotten onto Canadian radio. I've gotten onto Australian radio. My videos have gotten onto CMT Australia. I have played the Bluebird Cafe. I've performed on Broadway for the last 7 years in Nashville. I have traveled across Canada going to different radio stations, and the entire time, even though I'm alone on stage or, with my band on stage, or I'm alone in the car driving thousands and thousands of miles, I still have this incredible fan base that is behind me, and I'm never really actually alone. So that is my career in a nutshell. I think that there is a lot of other stuff going on. I just released my last single, Over You, and I'm gearing up to release some more music over the next few months. Over You has done really well on Canadian country radio and online, so if you haven't listened to it yet, please do that. But I really want to do a heartfelt thank you to my wonderful fans, the Hot Toddies. I love you. If you want to be a Hot Toddy, you can join the group on Facebook, or you can join my mailing list at danielletoddmusic.com. Thank you so much.